Again, a lot of questions about my build. Nothing you see here is standard. You cannot buy these, you cannot buy the bike like this. I custom built the motor, I custom built every piece on this bike. Obviously all the parts are bought. I bought the frame, I bought the forks, I bought the wheels, I bought the motor, I bought the sprockets. So I shortened the fork tubes, triple tree forks. I shortened those fork tubes, cut them down, stripped this motor completely. I even polished this case, stripped the paint, polished it to the bare metal, clear coated it so it doesn't get rusty. This was a 212cc Predator, so the 49cc sticker is kind of a joke. It keeps it street legal. I did tons of custom work to this motor. I started with a billet flywheel, removed the governor, upgraded the Mikuni carburetor. It is a 26 millimeter. They call them a VM22 for some reason. That is the real deal Japanese Mikuni carburetor, not the Chinese knockoffs. I got, it's like a $100 motor, $100 billet flywheel. I don't know if you could see it in there. It's very hard to make out, but inside that case is a billet custom flywheel for high RPMs when you remove the governor. So that's about a $100 flywheel, $120 probably, $100 flywheel with the MSD spark plug coil. I put a short head cylinder on there that I drilled and vented, which is still giving me tons of blow-by oil. Didn't know how this was going to work out, so I'm going to be upgrading this filter to an oil catch can. I have this special offset intake for the carburetor, so you could clear yourself while you're on the bike pedaling this thing, which pedaling it, of course, is ridiculous. I did 18-pound valve springs in the motor, MSD ignition coil, the VM Mikuni carburetor, billet flywheel. I have a single speed chain tensioner right there. I have a custom Ricta skateboard wheel chain tensioner that I built. I special ordered this sprocket disc brake setup, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the best. Oh man. Oh, just noticed we're losing some screws on the sprockets, which is not good. Very bad. Very bad. Screws are backing out. Good thing to catch that. So this is never ending. This is a custom build work in progress. I have not been able to eliminate my kinks. I had this exhaust. I had this muffler on there on my exhaust, and it was not mounted properly, so that could be why it decided to crap out. Snap the pipe just from the rattle. Still runs great. I'm just gonna have to reroute, extend this pipe down a little bit, which is probably something I wanted to do because this was totally blocking my oil dipstick. So, yep, that's kind of just the way it goes when you custom build something. You find a problem and you try to eliminate it. I'll show some clips, or throw in a clip that I had. I had to upgrade my clutch because the stock Comet clutch just sucked. It was cooking belts, it was slipping, it was chirping, it was banging, it just sounded like ass. And they're not designed for this amount of power. They're designed for a stock motor. Once you remove the governor and start building these engines, you need a higher RPM clutch, which is the Juggernaut clutch. This is called the Super 30 series clutch. Just that clutch is like a $130 part. Super worth it. Changes the performance of this thing night and day. I mean, literally, it is super responsive. Could be why the power to the wheels now is giving me more issue with my bolt pattern here, because I actually took the bolt pattern in the rim, I drilled them out because they're aluminum, and put steel helicoils in there, which I might just have to put lock thread on here. Not really sure. But I've got hydraulic disc brakes, Shimano mountain brakes, hydraulic disc with huge rotors. That's a 160 millimeter rotor. It's about the biggest you could get for like a stock mountain bike wheel. Brand new headlight, already crapped out. Contacted the company, waiting on a replacement. We'll see what happens there. I got these little clicker LED taillights. Very cool. Battery powered. No batteries, I mean no wires. I'm not running wires everywhere. I mean, I even built my gas cap, took a gas cap, drilled it, vented it, put on that little billet aluminum breather valve to match my air tire valves. Yeah, everything is red and black on here. It is the Black Widow, which I just saw a bike guy that actually has a split red spider on his, call it the Black Widow. That was pretty funny. Wasn't trying to copy him or anything, just the idea came from the black and red accents. So yeah, here it sits. I've got probably $400 or $500 in the motor, easy. I got a butt ton of money in the whole build overall. Right here I have the billet motor mount, aluminum billet motor mount. I made this motor mount here, billet aluminum, and then I took a small piece of angle iron from a steel bed frame, basically nice and thin enough, quarter inch, not like super overkill. So I built that motor mount, and instead of doing a hand throttle like a motorcycle, I did a thumb throttle like a quad has. I think it was just cooler, more unique. Plus, if you ever wanted to pedal the bike as a bicycle, you're not revving a hand throttle. So there it is. Overall, this build was a super blast to freaking ride. Things just puts a grin on your face. Super light. Its total weight is around 70-ish pounds. I get 30 to 40 miles to the half gallon of pump gas. On the 6.5 stock motor, I'm pushing over about 12 horsepower. I've hit about 68 miles per hour is the top speed, and I've ridden this build so far around 200 miles. Yeah. So like I said, still a work in progress. Been about over a year now, and just leave me a like, share, comment, whatever you guys think. This is Jake, Clearly Canadian.